July 1st, 1690. River Boyne, Ireland. Dense, white smoke from thousands of black powder muskets rolls across the battlefield like fog. A Dutch infantry officer commanding Williamite troops squints through the blinding haze, trying to identify the soldiers emerging 30 yards ahead. Friend or enemy? The smoke is so thick he can barely see their faces, can't distinguish their coats. Both sides wear similar colours, reds and blues and greys. His men raise muskets, fingers on triggers. Then sunlight catches a flash of green in their hats. Sprigs, fresh plucked leaves, Williamite forces. He screams to hold fire just as his troops were about to slaughter their own allies. Across the river, a Jacobite cavalry commander faces the same nightmare, charging through choking gunsmoke toward infantry he can't identify until he's close enough to see white paper pinned to their hats. His own men. He wheels away milliseconds before friendly fire would have annihilated both units. This is the Battle of the Boyne, where simple botanical markers and scraps of paper solved 17th century warfare's most lethal problem. In the chaos and smoke, nobody could tell who they were killing until it was too late. William of Orange's brilliant zero-cost identification system would prove as important as superior firepower in securing Protestant rule over Ireland. The Williamite War in Ireland erupted from the chaos of England's glorious revolution. In November 1688, Protestant William of Orange, stadtholder of the Dutch Republic, deposed his Catholic father-in-law, King James II, in a bloodless coup, seizing the English throne with his wife Mary, James's daughter. James fled to France, but refused to accept defeat. He saw Ireland as his path back to power. The Irish Catholic majority supported James passionately. His 1687 Declaration of Indulgence had granted religious freedom, and he promised the Irish Parliament eventual self-determination. Catholic landowners who'd lost everything under Cromwell's conquest saw James as their chance to reclaim lands, political rights, religious freedom. By 1690, Jacobite forces under James controlled all Ireland except Protestant Ulster. William couldn't allow a hostile Catholic Ireland allied with France's Louis XIV at his back while fighting continental wars. In June 1690, he personally landed at Carrickfergus with 16,000 reinforcements, joining 20,000 troops already in Ireland under Duke of Schomberg. His 36,000-strong army was multinational chaos. Danish professionals, Dutch veterans, French Huguenots fleeing Catholic persecution, English and Scottish troops of questionable loyalty, since James had been their legitimate king 12 months earlier. Ulster Protestant irregulars. They spoke different languages, wore varied uniforms, carried different equipment. James positioned 23,000 Jacobite defenders along the River Boyne, 30 miles north of Dublin, his last natural barrier protecting the capital. His forces were equally diverse. Irish Catholic infantry hastily trained and poorly equipped with obsolete matchlock muskets or even farm scythes. Irish cavalry recruited from dispossessed gentry who proved high-caliber troops, 6,000 French professionals sent by Louis XIV. The identification problem was catastrophic. In 17th century warfare, standardized, brightly colored regimental uniforms didn't exist yet. Soldiers wore whatever their commanders could afford or scavenge: reds, blues, greys, browns, all mixed together on both sides. Battles generated enormous volumes of white smoke from black powder muskets and cannons that hung over battlefields for hours, reducing visibility to yards. Units advancing through smoke couldn't see enemy positions until they were almost on top of them. Worse, they couldn't distinguish their own troops from enemies. Friendly fire incidents slaughtered thousands in every major engagement. Commanders had no reliable way to prevent their men from massacring Allied units emerging from smoke clouds. William of Orange recognized this would be decisive at the Boyne. His multinational force would be crossing a defended river under fire, advancing through gunsmoke in multiple columns at different fords, coordinating complex flanking maneuvers. Units would lose contact, emerge from smoke expecting enemies, encounter other Williamite formations they couldn't identify. The resulting friendly fire would hand victory to James. William needed an instant, universal, zero-cost identification system every soldier could implement immediately without special equipment or training. His solution was brilliantly simple: vegetation. William ordered every single Williamite soldier to pluck sprigs of green leaves from surrounding trees and stick them prominently in their hats. Cost: nothing. Implementation time: minutes. Visibility through smoke. The green sprigs stood out distinctly, even in dense powder fog. The Jacobites, realizing William's forces had adopted field recognition markers, hastily implemented their own system: white paper pinned to hats. This became one of warfare's earliest successful implementations of standardized visual IFF coding. Identify friend or foe, maintaining command and control in the fog of war through pure information design. July 1st, 8 a.m. Williamite forces under Count Meinhard Schomberg attacked Jacobite positions at Slane Ford under morning mist. By noon, William himself led cavalry across at Mill Ford. His horse bogged down in deep water and had to be helped across. The main assault hit Old Bridge, where Dutch guards forded under heavy fire, establishing a bridgehead despite taking casualties. Jacobite cavalry charged repeatedly with tremendous courage, but disciplined Williamite fire and bayonets held them off. Through all this, the green sprigs and white paper markers worked flawlessly. Sources note the diverse composition of William's army created significant friendly fire potential, but the identification system prevented catastrophic losses. Units emerging from gunsmoke recognized allies instantly, held fire, coordinated movements. Duke of Schomberg was killed rallying broken Huguenot troops. Jacobite resistance was fierce, but ultimately James's poorly equipped infantry couldn't match Williamite firepower and training. By evening, Jacobite lines broke. Their cavalry fought an effective rearguard at Donore Hill, allowing organised retreat toward Dublin. Casualties were surprisingly light for such a large engagement. Approximately 2,000 dead from 50,000 participants. 3/4 Jacobite, James fled to France, never to return, throwing away his best chance to regain his crown. William entered Dublin unopposed. The war continued another year until Jacobite defeat at Aughrim in 1691. But the Boyne was the turning point. The battle's military outcome secured Protestant ascendancy in Ireland for centuries.